All right, we should be Gucci gang. Should be Gucci gang. Early today. Oh, green. Green Dow. What's good, Willow? What's good, Naruto? What up? What up? We do have actually some violent weather here in Houston today. So there is a possibility that I may lose power. But it was bad earlier. So we should be okay. We should be okay. Can we get a sound check real quick? What's up, Lewis? What's up, Allie? And yeah, I have not gone anywhere today. I had actually just texted a friend a few minutes ago. She was driving, and then she had posted her story of like the rain and stuff. And I'm like, dude, this is not the weather to be recording and driving at the same time. Like, come on. You know, don't be a bonehead. I didn't tell her that, but you know, I'm telling you guys, don't be a bonehead, right? We talk about that from time to time here on the stream. I tell you guys, don't be a fucking bonehead, man. Life would be so much better for you, so much easier if you just didn't become a bonehead. So, I don't know if you guys have written down that one or not, but hey, free advice for you. Not trading advice, but free life advice. Don't be a bonehead. We can use that emoji too. Sounds good. Appreciate that. What's good, Anthony? I'm doing good, man. Today's been blessed. I'm done. I'm done for today. I'm not trading anything else today. I'll watch it with you guys, but I'll talk about what I traded this morning. Fucking phenomenal. We'll go over it and go from there. Know what I'm saying? How true is all this stuff we're seeing about the border crisis in Texas and the Crampton illegals just waiting to cross? I know you're there, which is why I ask. Well, I'm actually pretty far from the border, to be fair. So I'm in Northwest Houston. So I'm like kind of outskirts, Northwest Houston. So, you know, I don't want to get into all that shit, but you know, if it were me, like me, dude, I'm telling you, man, like I'm an asshole, bro. Because if it was me, okay, look, I don't vote, all right? Just so you guys know, I don't vote, all right? So I'm allowed to say this, okay? If it were me being on the outside, right? Outside looking in, I'd go, look, all you fucking people who voted, right, against border policy, right? You get the fuck down there and protect the border now. You know what I mean? Send those motherfuckers down there. Be like, you voted against this? Nah, now it's your fucking turn. You go sit down there. You know what I mean? So again, I'm allowed to say that. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to make it seem like I'm far right or, you know, anything like that, because I technically don't vote. I'm not a registered Republican or a registered Democrat. I'm not registered anything because I don't vote. But from a bird's eye view of the situation, you know, if either side wants something and they don't get it, but then bad things happen, you know, if we're gonna blame someone, it's just obvious who we're gonna blame. You voted against, you know, something that now has led to the deaths of many people. So, you know what I mean? So but at the end of the day, I think it's a shame. You know, people, whether it's gang violence or just an individual happens to, you know, take out their rage on a school or a business or whatever. Like it's just so terrible. You know what I mean? It's just bad. So it's very unfortunate. I do feel bad for those people and the families of those people, you know. A day or two prior, everything was fine. Everybody was in good health. They were living their life, having a good time, and then the next day they got massacred, you know. So it's like it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate for those people. But I could see I could see why certain people would be upset though. Like I'd be mad. Like if I was a voter and I was connected to that shit, and one of the issues, you know, that like say my, you know, people close to me or, you know, God forbid my family, you know, something happened to them and it could have been prevented, but you prevented it. Shit. You don't even want to know what I'd do. You don't even know. I don't even want to say it because I feel like I know if I say it, my channel will be fucking banned. If I say what I want to say, my shit will be fucking banned. But I don't. There are some matters that I don't take lightly. You know what I mean? So like, you mess with like the wrong people, that's your ass. Like, look, I'm not gonna expand on this because one day I'm gonna end up going too far. But you know, I have done things that should have put me in prison. Okay, like I should be behind bars right now. But you know, luckily I'm not. But you know, I do have certain capabilities that, I mean, we all have capabilities that will put us behind bars. But you know, I think it was Jordan Peterson who said like a man should be, you know, capable of violence, capable of, you know, destruction, but chooses to not use it, you know, or puts a handle on it. So I would definitely say that I'm leaning towards that vibe. Like, yeah, we're all capable of some really crazy stuff, but we put a cap on that, you know? So that's about the extent of that. But yeah, we're here for the markets. What's good, Alex? Pipe. That's an interesting name. What's good? Yeah. I get it, Willow. I get it. And that's why I don't like get into politics and stuff, because the thing is, a lot of people are not versed in understanding. A lot of people don't know how to have a conversation. You know? Like me, I know how to have a conversation. Like I don't care if you're left or right or middle or whatever. I just don't get along with extremists because you're fucking extreme and that's uncalled for. But, you know, if you have a belief system, I'll listen to you. And I'll, you know, why do you believe that? You know, and you list out your reasons or your justification. There was a post I made yesterday on Twitter. Let me pull it up real quick. And I did my best to make it a sound logic. So I talked about how they say you shouldn't feel hyped about a winning trade, but as one who studies philosophy and has read more books than the majority of traders, which is probably true, I will provide my counter argument against this. You're allowed to feel hyped about a winning trade so long as and then I made a thread. I said, you're allowed to feel hyped about a winning trade so long as the hype is about following your trade plan and executing flawlessly, not the market itself or the pips or points your trade is going in a direction, but the excellence in executions. You can congratulate yourself. Then I went on and continued and said, for the logic to be more sound, you should equally feel hyped about executions even when a trade goes against you. Following your trade plan, in my opinion, is a good thing. To suppress your emotions is counterproductive. I don't suggest this. Why? In the last tweet, very few good points, if any, throughout history have been derived from suppressing emotions. Bottling your emotions will typically lead to an explosion later on. This could also be why traders blow their accounts. Unhealthy use of emotions. So, you know, I got no counter argument. Like, nobody argued against that. A few bookmarks, like 20 likes, almost 1,000 views, but nobody stepped in and said like, oh, you're wrong or whatever. Now, I'm open to the idea. If you think I'm wrong, tell me why I'm wrong. Because that's what I do when I go on Twitter and I see some stupid ass shit. You know, you shouldn't predict price, only react. Fucking retarded. No, we do predict price here. We do it all the time. But if you react to price, it's already too late. You're already too late. That's a sound logic. I have arguments, and I will argue with anybody and everybody about anything that I'm versed in, of course. I'm not going to argue about aerodynamics and fucking rocket science because I don't know that shit. But if it's something that I know, I'll argue it because I have sound logic the majority of the time. At least I think so. You know, I have reasons and justifications for why I do certain things, and you know what I mean? So coming back to what we were talking about, if you're a Democrat, cool, I'll listen to you. If you're a Republican, cool, I'll listen to you. If you're a fucking, what is it, like the Green, the Independent or whatever, like, I'll listen to you. You know, why do you believe in what you believe? Because, you know, I'm someone who will be open to understanding other people, even if I don't agree with you, right? Like some people, they believe in being like vegan, for example. Okay, you know, you are a vegan because of X number of reasons. That's cool. That's great. Do I believe in being vegan? No. Could I see the benefits of it? Yeah. You know, so there's always like something that we can take away from other schools of thoughts or other ways of doing something, right? So I may not fully agree with people who are vegan to the extent of becoming a vegan, but I could agree with maybe I should incorporate more vegetables into my diet. Maybe I should drink more water. Those are good points. You see what I'm saying? Like, am I making my point clear? I think most schools of thoughts do have something that can be potentially taken away. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's why sometimes I watch other traders, even though I think a lot of them may not really know what they're doing. A few of them do. So I want to see what they're up to. What are they looking at? You know, because maybe I missed something. And sometimes I can get benefit and sometimes I don't. Well, most of the time I don't, but sometimes I do get benefit. But majority of it's going to be usually from like discrediting the idea. And people go, oh, I'm long indices. I'm like, okay, I got a short. You know what I mean? So it just depends. But yeah, you got to be open for listening to different schools of thoughts and listening to different teachers, mentors, whatever have you, because you don't just want to believe one thing and then just lock out everything else. You know, that's it's just not good. You're going to limit yourself. You know, if I limited myself to only, you know, believing certain concepts, I would not be the fucking sniper that I am today. I would not be able to come on here on YouTube and call these moves either as they're happening or before they happen. You know what I mean? Because I've been open to learning this shit for a long ass time. You know? So I'm easily willing to admit that I'm not the best trader. I'm not the best analyst. Now, sometimes, sure, do I get entries that are probably better than everyone else? Yeah. But that doesn't mean that I'm a better analyst. Doesn't mean I'm a better trader. You know? So you just got to be not a bonehead. You know what I mean? If you guys agree, hit me with a thumbs up. Hit me with a like. I would greatly appreciate that. That's also our sound check as well. The old like of the stream. Let me know. A few updates real quick before we get too far into it. Tomorrow's email is going to come out. I'm writing that up today. I got a few more things I gotta make a couple edits and stuff. But if you saw my Instagram story yesterday, let me go back to this. Yesterday. Okay, so 23 hours ago. So it's still on my story right now. But on my story, I showed you guys my ice bath, my portable ice bath. So that was cool. Cold as fuck though. And this time I used more ice, and I didn't put the ice in as the water was filling up the tub. So it melted last time. It melted on the way up. So I'm like, okay, I'll fill it up and then dump all the ice in there at once. And then once it starts melting a little bit, then I'll jump in. I didn't jump though. I walked in, but you get it. So yeah, this time it was a lot colder. And if I had to describe it in one word, it would be sharp. Okay. It was a very sharp, cold. Okay. So it was a little bit more difficult than last time, but I was still able to do it. But yeah, that shit was cold, bro. Now I put on a timer. What I did is I put the timer for 5 minutes. So I had like my chair in a garage and the portable ice bath in the sidewalk right outside the garage. So the chair that had like my towel and the dry clothes and stuff, I had a timer for 5 minutes. So I pressed it, and then I went in and got into the tub, and then the alarm went off, and I probably stayed in for like another minute, maybe a minute and a half before I got out. So it was about 5 minutes, give or take, 30 seconds in there. So it was a while, and it was really awesome. So yesterday was super productive. My focus, I noticed this too, is when I do the ice bath, my focus when I read is incredible. Like my focus is so intense. It's ridiculous. And that's a good thing if you're someone who reads books, which hopefully is all of you. But yeah, and that's how I get being able to focus to read, and then also put together stuff like the thread from yesterday, about the winning trade and what you should be focused on and all that. So it definitely, it is a sharp, like, not pain, I guess, but the weather, the cold water, right, is very sharp, but I guess it makes my attention sharp as well. You know what I mean? So I noticed that, and I really love that benefit. So another thing too, and I think I explained this before, and I'll explain this again in tomorrow's email about the ice bath, is productivity, right? When you do something hard at the beginning of the day, you do something difficult at the beginning of the day, and the rest of the day is easier. It makes literally the rest of the day so much easier because you've already done something really difficult or really hard. Or it may not be hard for you, but it's hard like for everyone else. It's like, okay, well, I've already done something, and it makes everything else easier. Well, now I can read because it's easy. Now I can work out because it's easy. So nothing else throughout the day that I do personally is going to be more difficult than submerging myself in extremely cold water for a, long period of time. So, if it didn't do anything for me, if it was just bullshit, then I wouldn't be telling you guys about it. But if it benefits me, then I want to tell you so that way it can benefit you as well. And I'll go as far as saying, look, there's a link in the description. I think I put it in there. There's a link. It's right under the playlist, like the Spotify playlist. Right under that is the Nerd Cover Portable Ice Bath, and you're able to get 15% off if you use that code. Now, I think it's like $110 for the ice bath, and even at 15% off, you're still going to spend probably like $85-90, okay? Even if you don't want to spend that type of money, you're like, John, fuck that. I don't want to spend the money. That's fine, bro. You have a shower, okay? turn the water all the way cold, bro. That's what I did the first 2 times back in January. Okay, the first 2 times I just used the shower. You know, it's not going to be the same, but it's way, way, way cheaper if you want to try it out. So you don't, I'm not trying to get you guys to spend money that you don't want to spend. It's another reason why I made the membership so cheap. Bro, there's people out here charging thousands of dollars for courses. I'm out here doing this shit live, you know, analysis, live streaming for free. You know, I'm not trying to break your bank. And hopefully you can appreciate that. Hopefully. But, you know, there's always going to be avenues. You know, you can take the route that I'll tell you, which a lot of the times, yeah, you might have to spend some money, or you can take the cheaper route and you'll come close, but you'll spend a lot less. So, you know, could I just use the bathtub instead that people have said to do? You know, could I do that? Yeah, I could. But for me, it's not about the money, bro. I'm willing to spend money that I know is on stuff that's going to benefit me. You know what I'm saying? So if you're skeptical, that's okay. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Don't use my link. Don't buy it then. You know what I mean? But, you know, if you really trust in what I'm telling you guys and you want to spend money on stuff, and, you know, obviously I'll get a kickback for you using my link, then you can do that. Man, stop fucking calling me, bro. I don't know who's calling. I'm about to put this bitch on airplane mode. I'm sick of this shit. I'm over here trying to have a decent conversation with you guys and people keep fucking calling me. I don't even know who it is. All these unknown numbers. Who the fuck is giving out my phone number, man? All right. Airplane mode it is, folks. All right. So let's talk about the market for a minute. I mean, that's probably why you're here. You want to hear me bullshit all day. I'm still looking at the gap from yesterday on the Dow. We still have an alert up there too. And I'll unhide everything. We still have an alert up there at 33,731. We almost got that this morning at 9 o'clock. I really wanted that. We were like inches away from that. I don't know why we didn't get that. You know? That's ridiculous. But that's okay. That's all right. I don't move the markets. And if I did, I wouldn't have stopped shy by like 3 points. I would have just went ahead and, you know, if I was the algorithm, I would have said, I'd have just repriced it right there and then drop lower. But I'm not the algorithm and I don't move price. So we'll deal with this and deal with what we can do. Focus on what we can control and won't focus on what we can't control, right? Epictetus would be proud. Musonius Rufus would be proud too. What's up, Trillionaire? I've done cold therapy and cold showers, but never the ice plunge. Been looking at getting one of the portables you have. You got to fill it each time you use it. You don't have to fill it each time you use it. Now, they do say in the instructions not to leave water in there for a long period of time. So if you're going to use it every day or every other day, I think that would be okay. But since I used it a few weeks ago, or it might have been a couple months ago, I don't remember the first time I used it. It was a while though. I knew I probably wasn't going to do it for a few days, so I went ahead and dumped the water out and then put it in the garage and kept it there. So there are thunderstorms here in Houston, so I'm not going to leave it out. So I dumped it yesterday and it's in my garage, but they say not to keep a bunch of water in it for a long period of time. So I guess that's really up to you. Andreas likes ice baths. Very nice. Chad says, greatest 110 you'll ever spend. I agree. Well, to an extent. I mean, 110 can go a long way for some books too, especially used books. I got like 5 or 6 used books the other day, and I'm diving into those as well. I don't know what I did with it. It was Pigliucci, How to Be a Stoic. I posted it on my story, which is the book I was reading yesterday that I told you my focus was beamed in on, because it's an easy read and the cold plunge or the cold bath just made it that much easier. So Allie appreciates the fact that I try to make everything cheap for you guys. or at least, you know, to an extent. I mean, some prices I don't have control over. I mean, but you can always go to Walmart or Target and buy a $20 tub, you know, and use that. I mean, there's always going to be a cheaper route, you know, but when you're fully submerged, pun, into your development, then you won't see money as a expense. You'll see it as an investment. So, you know, $110 for, you know, a little tub and everything. Plus, you're going to have to spend more money on ice and stuff like that if you don't have it, or if you don't have enough ice. So, you know, it's probably going to be, if you're going to buy ice to do it, yeah, you're probably going to spend 20, maybe $30 every time you do it, depending on how much ice you want. But if you have a way of getting more ice, then that's good, and that'll be the cheaper route. But I don't look at it as an expense. I look at it as an investment. It's awesome, and that's why I'm telling you about it. But I'm also telling you, you don't have to use my link. I don't need the money back. You know, it would take like 10 of you to buy it just to get what I paid for it back anyway. So it's not a big deal. Shit, I bought it first. I bought it before you. Bought it before I told you about it. And then used it a few times before I really, you know, put out an email about it. If I wanted you to buy it in order for me to buy it, then I would have told you about it first. Try to get a bunch of you to buy one, and then with those commissions bought my own. But I'm not like that. Commissions are cool, but, you know, I was going to buy it either way. Shit, I didn't even know they had a commission. I didn't even know they had an affiliate program until after I bought it. Like, I bought it, and then they were like, oh, yeah, by the way, you can earn money. I'm like, what the fuck? So, there's that. Andreas says, I take a cold shower every morning, and 2 times a week, I'll take an ice bath. It's also really good for recovery after workouts. Yeah. Well, I would probably know that if I actually worked out a lot, but I don't work out a lot. So, you know, not to that extent. It's been a while since I've done that. Wim Hof also for the cold bath technique. Yeah. I've heard a lot about him too. That guy's a fucking monster. Literally, that guy's a monster. Like, I could just see it right now, like me going to meet Wim Hof, right? And I've got like a hoodie, shirts, you know, boots, pants, the whole nine. And then he's just like chilling in a pair of shorts, no socks, no shirt. You know what I mean? Like out in the middle of somewhere out sitting on ice and shit. You know what I mean? Like just stunting on everybody. So, no, I've heard a lot of good things about him. How can I orient myself if I don't know which of the 3 indices I should look at? Great question, Felix. I'll talk about it. Cryo is so much easier, but I get the ice bath thing. Ali, I think you told me about that before, and I don't exactly remember what that is. So if you could expand on that, that would be great. But it's up to you. It's up to you. All right. So, Felix, how do we know which index to trade? Well, here's my thing. So if you have not seen this particular video, you need to go watch it. There's 2 videos that I think you should watch. Felix. I mean, this is for everyone else too, but I mean, we're here, so why not? So there's a video, and this is the video that actually I got pretty famous for within the trading community. Not that that was the goal or intention, but that's how it happened. If you go to my channel, okay, if you go to videos and you come down here all the way to the bottom, there is a video right here called Relative Strength Analysis. Okay, I did a PowerPoint and everything. Now, this was 3 years ago. 3 years ago last month. Okay, and that was the divergence that I did. I think that was with Traders Empire, or I think, yeah, something like that. But anyway, I clipped it down to my portion, which is about 40 minutes. So this right here is like, that shit put me on a map. I mean, this video fucking, it went underground, and it was, everybody was watching it, and that's how I got like literally famous, like within the trading community, outside of like my book and IM and stuff like that. Like everybody was like, oh, okay, like this is what I'm known for, right? So that I would watch. Again, it's about 40 minutes. And then I would also watch, there's a couple more that I don't remember. Oh, the fractalization and divergence, that would be helpful. The other one is the top 10 smart money trading rules. I just put that out like 2 weeks ago. And then that's it. Okay. So I would watch those 2 videos, because it's going to be a lot more in depth than what I can give you here on a live session. Okay. But I will still talk about it right now. It's a freezing tank, but they only let you stay in there for 3 minutes, and it does the same thing regarding the focus and dopamine levels. Just you don't get wet or have oh, okay, you don't have to, like, it's not messy. That's pretty cool. But hey, it's all gravy. It's all gravy. So coming back to the question that Felix asked, how do we know which indice or index to trade? So here's the way that I do things. All right. Now there are different methods that people have, but this is the way that I do it. Okay. Is I want to long the leader or short the laggard in the majority of cases. Okay. So what you see, and it's hard because this is like hindsight, but this is how it was this morning. 6:30 to 8:30. Okay. You see 6:30 to 8:30. Well, 6:30 is actually there. 8:30 is slightly lower, but 8:35. Okay. So we'll do 6:30 to 8:35. 6:30, 8:35, 6:30, 8:35. All right. So that's definitely a little out of whack, but either way, if we're gonna align it like the time correctly, then that's what it's gonna look like. So what you see here, Felix, are you still with us? Because I'm answering this specifically for you. So are you still here? We see that the S&P is trading lower at 8:30. That's our open. All right. Thank you, Felix. 8:30 is the stock exchange open for me. I am Central Time. Okay. I am Central Standard Time. All right. My time is on the other. I don't get that. But you guys should see right in between where it says John Fibonacci on your screen and that gold sniper right here, right in between that, there's a timer. It says 1:28 p.m. Okay. That is the Central Standard Time. So 8:30 Central for me, that's our New York Stock Exchange open. Bam, market's open. Okay. So we see the S&P trades lower, and the NASDAQ is, I mean, it's kind of lower, but it trades up a little bit. Okay. Whereas the Dow at 8:30, okay, it doesn't trade below 6:30. Not even close. As a matter of fact, it trades higher at 7:30 and then retraces down at 8:30. So our open, what's it doing here? Now, I don't typically trade right at the open. In the past, I've gotten my face ripped off a few times. So there's a little bit of reluctancy there, trading the open, because it will rip your face off just because of the volatility and sometimes slippage. But I'm watching it, and so what does it do here? So it actually trades down multiple times. It trades down and into this mitigation here. Okay, so we have a low, we have a high, and then we have that lower low at 630, and then we have that higher high at 735, 740. So this is a break of structure to the upside, and it trades back into the mitigation here. Okay, and then just below that, okay, just below that, it has a imbalance right there too. So you do end up getting some overlap or confluence. Okay, so Dow is the leader. Okay, it is the leader. It is trading higher while the S&P is lower, while the NASDAQ is lower. Okay, because that 730 high is here, but then it gives that up. Okay, now the NASDAQ does have some highs that you may want to reach for. Okay, the S&P, I don't know. Okay, it made a short-term high, but there's like no equal highs or really anything that I would consider on the upside for the S&P that's outside liquidity, right? Like equal highs, we don't have it. Low resistant highs, we don't really have it. Maybe here, this is the only short-term high. That's not enough for me. So I like high probability targets. That's going to be these highs right here for Dow. You see how clean that is? Look how clean these highs are. One high, two highs, and that's like a third one. YM, same shit. Okay, beautiful equal highs or even triple highs right here. So Dow is trading higher while the other indices are lower. Dow has the higher high probability target. Dow also has that gap, which I mentioned yesterday, which is way up here. Okay, so we have a lot of things going on. So strength is on the side of Dow. So did I want to long that mitigation? I did, but I did not pull a trigger on it. I waited too long. And then I saw at 834, what did we do? We rallied up. Okay. So now the move has started, but I missed the boat. I missed that prime opportunity down here. But I teach you guys that there are multiple entries within order flow. Okay, within a move, there are multiple entries. So like that mitigation was here, that imbalance was down here. I missed both of those. So, okay, well, what do? We wait for that order flow, right? So then what do we have? Market comes up and then back down right here. Well, what is that? Well, this entry here and that entry there actually ends up setting another mitigation. Okay, so this is a prime example of fractalization. The market is fractal because we saw a higher time frame mitigation and then a smaller time frame mitigation. So this right here was my entry. Okay, that mitigation right there, that first touch at 836 or 837, there's your entry. Little bit of drawdown, not a big deal, because look what happens next. Pew, takes off. It takes the fuck off to the upside. Now, this is the unfortunate part. And for some of you, this might be TMI, but I'm going to tell you anyway, because I really don't care. But as soon as I take my trade, I had to go use the bathroom, bro. So I was in the bathroom and I'm looking at my phone and the trade starts flying my direction. I'm going, oh my God, I need to move the TP because my TP was right here at 75. One tick above these highs. But it was trading there so fast, I was like, shit, I need to move it. I need to move it. So I ended up coming back from the bathroom and I had already gotten out. So it was a simple instantly to my direction, instantly to TP. And it does trade up a little bit more, but then it gives it all back up anyway. So it's not that big of a deal. But to answer your question, the leader, okay? I want to long the leader, and I want to, if this was inversed, if we were bearish, then I would want to short the weakest of the indices, or if the weakest one doesn't have a high probability target, but like, let's say the S&P does, like the S&P may not be the laggard, but it has equal lows, then I'll go with that too, because the equal lows still are higher probability. I just don't want to short the leader. Okay. So I gave you the answer to that question here, and I gave you 2 other resources to look at. Why are you surprised that I took that trade, Ali? Why are you surprised? That I got in late, or because it's the Dow and I usually trade the S&P? Dow's not usually our leader, but it was today. I always hate on the Dow. Dude, the Dow is typically not the best one. It's typically not, but look at it. Dow's flat. S&P down 0.26%. NASDAQ down 0.5%. So technically it is our leader today. That's not usually how it happens, but that's how it is today. Why do I even look at the Dows? That is true, though. I'll give you that, Ali. You're right. But look at it, though. Why do you look at this bullshit? Look at that. Look at this. Why would I want to look at that? That's horrendous. That is doo-doo McGee. Plus, the Dow on a small time frame has a lot of gaps into it too. Like, dude, I'm glad I traded that and walked away, because if I was in front of the computer watching this shit, I'd be frustrated. I'd be like, bro, give me something. Give me something here. And this is horrendous. So, but yeah, that morning volatility was picture perfect. If I ever wrote another trading book, this would be like perfection. Almost no drawdown, straight to where we wanted it to go. I mean, super clean. Super clean. And I'm gonna have to get a like a catheter, or I might just have to bring a laptop with me to the bathroom, because I might have been able to squeeze out a little bit more juice on that trade. I could have moved my TP up here. I would have took partials there, and then I would have moved my TP here, or likely at the gap. So, but it's fine. It's not too big of a deal. But yeah, that shit's crazy. When you're elsewhere and you see the trade and just zooming, it's like, damn, I need to move my TP. But shit, y'all think it's funny, man, but let it happen to you, bro. Let it happen to you. You be busy somewhere. In the bathroom, or I don't know, stuck in traffic or some shit. Shit's frustrating, bro. Now, what's worse is if it went the other way. It's like, oh, that's not a good trade. I needed to get out, but I'm stuck. So, look, man, I'm just telling you how it is, man. People, every once in a while, they're like, John, show us the day in the life of a trader. I'm fucking telling you, bro. I'm telling you. You don't want to watch that. You don't want to like see like a clip where it's like someone standing in my living room with the camera like facing the bathroom, and I'm like banging on the door, close my trade, bro, close my trade. And you know, it'd probably be funny. It'd probably make for a good YouTube video, but you know, I'm not with that shit. I'm not with all that, bro. I want to give value and entertain. I don't want to just entertain. Okay, those clickbait titles, you know, smart money is a new retail and all the other stupid ass shit that people do just to try and get views. I think that's like, you're a bitch for that. You know what I mean? Like, excuse my language, but to me, like, that's just my opinion. Like, if you make videos just for clickbait and you don't provide value, like, to me, that's just bitch assery. Personal opinion. But it's like that with anything else too. You know, if you're into fitness and you post like a fitness video, but you don't provide value, bitch assery. You know, you're gonna hold people's attention, right? But if they watch your video and they leave with nothing, you just wasted their time. And I don't like that. I don't appreciate that. I mean, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. You know, maybe you guys have a different opinion about it. That's okay. But yeah, let's take a look at the S&P. Oh, we have equal highs up there. Look at that. And equal lows right now. Look at that shit. All right. So it's 140. 140. Okay. So let's take a look. We still have the alerts from yesterday. I don't think any of them got hit. 4161, that wasn't hit. The 13,370 level for NASDAQ, that wasn't hit either. So, you know, when you win some, you lose some, right? But hey, if you thought I was perfect, never miss, well, that's bonehead thought process. I will be wrong, okay? But we have some equal lows setting up and equal highs setting up too for the S&P. So if I were forced to trade today, I would... Oh, Jesus. Are those equal lows down here too? Are those equal lows down here? Yeah. They are. Ugh. All right. If I had to do something, if I had to press buttons, I would long below these lows. Equal lows, imbalance. I would long that for that. Okay. Now I'm done for today. So I'm not doing anything with this. But if I had to, if I didn't trade Dow this morning, I would probably do that. If that gets stopped out, like let's say if the market trades below that, 41.38 and a quarter. If the market hits that, then I would wait for those lows right here, but I wouldn't just outright buy that. I would wait for a reaction. Okay? Because if that gives up, if we run these lows, then there may be a possibility we could run these lows too. But the time constraint, there's only an hour and 15 and like an hour and 18 minutes left in a day. So if I had to scalp something, it would be that. In the last hour, maybe. If we come to the lows first, if we completely disregard that and go higher instead, oh shit, then I don't know. Then maybe order flow to the downside, but I don't know. Tomorrow, oh, now the calendar comes up. So tomorrow is Wednesday. We have a lot of news tomorrow. Or not a lot, but at least important news tomorrow. Let me double check this real quick. We have no news yesterday. We have no news today. But tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Central, we have CPI. Okay, so don't forget to check your Forex factor, guys. Okay, 7:30 Central. The face ripping will commence. So don't get your face ripped off. CPI, that may be one-sided. So CPI can sometimes slip, and you don't want that. And then on Thursday, we have PPI at 7:30. So we may not end up seeing a high volatility day today. Today's range has been a whopping 14 points. 14 points. Oh my God. From the stock exchange open low to the current high, 14 points, bro. That's crazy. Let me see. It is going to be hard to frame a 1 to 3 here, though. I will tell you that. There's your 1 to 3. So that's what I would expect. Okay. Now, obviously, I think it goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway. This is absolutely not trade advice. Okay. So, Uncle Sam, if you're fucking watching, you can write that one down. Not trade advice. Okay. But that's what I would look for. But we got a lot of lines on here, don't we? Let's clean this up a bit. Just kind of keep the lines a little bit shorter so they're not like cut across the whole screen. And we'll make these a little bit lighter. Yeah. So we'll kind of clean the chart up a little bit. Hold on, I gotta catch up on the chat because I did not. Is the leader for the rest of the day? Not always. A lot of the times it will be, but sometimes it's not. It could be the leader in the morning and then the laggard in the afternoon, or vice versa. Took my dog for a walk and came back and was like, thank God I left. Yeah, see, that's good. You were productive. UK 100 price got so choppy on me I folded. Well, it'd be like that. Willow. I was hoping Willow would get the pun. I just didn't want to say it outright. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to have an elevated level of humor in English, you know? And what about the equal lows that we already saw that. Okay. So again, we're going to end the stream here in just a minute, but I would watch for this. So that's, I mean, to me, that's very low risk. That's 2 points and 1 tick, I think. Does it have it on here? Yeah. 2.25. I mean, if you wanted it to just be 2, you might be able to get away with that. And a 1 to 3 would end up being right there. And then maybe 1 tick for commissions. So if it was me, it'd probably be that. Let me just double check the 5 minute. The only problem, if there was anything problematic about that, I would say the stop here is within this down candle there. So if price reaches that far, you do have that. And you do have a gap within that. So just be mindful, like it may get very close to your stop if it decides to end up doing that. So I would be mindful of those things. So if we were to loosen the stop, it would go down to this low. But then your stop is at fucking low resistant lows. So now you become a goober. You know what I mean? So it's either low risk, 1 minute entry, super tight stop for the highs, or the stop loss becomes so big it waters down the risk reward, which then confirms that there's no trade. So, or here, I'll give you another option here. What's good, Sergio? Or you could say, all right, John, well, maybe we'll watch it. And if it respects this, we can play order flow on the way up. That I could see as well. And that was, again, that's exactly what I did on Dow this morning. I saw that 5 minute and I went, that's a fucking trade. Didn't pull the trigger. We got a reaction. I went, okay, now that's enough for me. That little retracement, boom, instant. Okay. So that could be a possibility here as well. We'll have to wait and see. But anytime that we stream together, I at least want to try and give you guys something to look for once we get off, you know, that way it's not just like, all right, you know, that's it. It's like, no, there's still an hour left in the day. And right, see how it's stuck right now? It's right in the middle of equal highs and lows. So this could easily go up or it could easily come down. And this to me would be anything like right here, I think would be low probability. So I'd wait for the last hour. So what I would do if it were me, I would screenshot. I'd probably screenshot this without this X up here though. I'd probably screenshot this. So we have our time window. We have a trade idea. We have the logic of why price should do what it do when it does what it does. And if we're wrong, then we're fucking wrong. But I'm going to screenshot this. So if you guys want to, you can screenshot it and then follow up later. But yeah, we do this all the time here. So, you know, what'll invariably happen? Sometimes we'll screenshot something and it won't pan out. It'll run up here first. Okay, then we do nothing. Or we may screenshot it and it may come down and run straight to our stop. Okay, well, what did we miss then? You know, that's still a learning opportunity. You know what I mean? So don't just take it as, you know, well, I'm not going to screenshot, like, fuck that. Well, you know, you do what you want to do. But this is what I'm doing. I'm going to screenshot this because this is what I'm looking for. So you at least at a minimum have that. So if we do get that, we may end up seeing a continuation for Dow. I think the price action is a little bit of a stretch, but if we get some volatility that last hour, I still would like to see 33,731. Are we going to get that? I have no fucking idea. Possibility exists that we could. We may have yet another mitigation, possibly. If I was still long from this morning, I may hold through this. I'm going to take this off now. So that could be a low, high, lower, low. We traded through it, back into it, imbalance, and a high probability target of that gap. Okay. So I would probably screenshot this one too. Just to see. I mean, it's right inside that imbalance, inside a potential mitigation. So we'd have to wait and see. The NASDAQ is our weakest index today, so that I would avoid longing NASDAQ at all, period. So we have to see. Okay. Oh, it's 153. So the market has traded down into that imbalance. Remember, this is that 5-minute gap. Remember, right here. This down candle here and that gap within that. So it may want to reach for that too. So that's why I said that stop here. Number one, 2 points. That's a pretty fucking tight stop. See, that would have been stopped out right there at a 2 points. And let me see. There are those lows. Dude, that's a nice candle though. We're getting some volatility on the stream. I like that. So now what do we do here? And these lows may end up being on the table because look how clean those are on the 1 minute. Triple lows right there. So that may end up being, we may end up running that unless we turn from here, but I don't know. But I do not know. What's good, Sergio? I think I said hi to you already. But yeah, good thing I am done for today, because that would have been an instant stop loss right there. So it has traded into this gap. Not that I see that as a buy, but that's where price is right now. So we're going to take this off because that idea has been negated, obviously. We'll have to wait and see. Let me see. So the Dow, yeah, it definitely is traded through that. So let me see what we missed here. 9 o'clock. Okay. So 9, that high on Dow. We have a lower high at 1 o'clock here. The S&P, that 9 o'clock high, it was higher at 1. So I think I overlooked that. But at the same time, I don't see that as a short. At least not with equal highs there. I don't know how to say that. Yojin? I'm not sure. I am not sure. Let me see. So NASDAQ wasn't even close to that 9 o'clock high here. All right, let me... Yeah. So these lows may be on the table for this afternoon. But yeah, look at that. If we long that imbalance or that down candle or that gap, it completely obliterated any of that. But yeah, I guess that's what I missed, that higher high on S&P. Well, told you I wasn't perfect. Those are guys that. But it's interesting what we are doing here, though. And I do have to leave here in just a minute. But we came down for these lows, and when we came down for this, it would make sense to come for this, but we don't have to. They're all making higher lows here. So there's no divergence there just yet. So we will have to see. First time joining a live session. Do you stream every day? No. If you go to my page, I stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday and Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday and Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. All right, so we're going to clean this up and take some of these off of here. Oof. Given the reaction on that, we may end up running these highs. But you remember yesterday, we saw like very similar ideas where we talked about trailing stops and the market came back for that. We definitely did that here. Although that's probably not really what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting a fucking straight shot there. But I did say if we give this up, we may end up trading down here. And if we do, I want to see how we react. So if we react from here and then start trading higher, those highs are going to be on the table. If not, these triple lows down here. And those triple lows come in at 41.32.5. So we'll put an alert there as well. So we'll do an alert on the lows. And again, if we're bullish, we make it high. So I usually don't want to tell you guys like we may go higher, we may go lower. I mean, but look at it though. Price is in the middle of a range in between these equal highs and these triple lows. So when we are right here, it's hard to say if we're going to go lower or higher with a high degree of accuracy. So if I had to say, probably long, but I would not be surprised if we went lower. So what do you do with that? Nothing. Nothing. Now we are in our final hour. Okay. So wait to see what this does. Give it like maybe 15 or 20 minutes. See what it wants to do. But if we start running higher, these highs are going to be on the table. Okay. For Gatorade, nice. I read the advanced technical analysis book. I must say it changed my trading for the better till date. Oh, that's very nice. I'm glad you liked the book. Which cover did you get? Is it the yellow, like the yellow text, or the other one with the New York Stock Exchange on it? Because I did change the cover a couple months ago. And I also launched the Spanish version as well. So if you guys didn't know that, it is available in Spanish. That one has a separate cover as well. $40.64. Oh, you're long from $40.64. Sheesh. Very nice. The one with the New York Stock Exchange on it. Oh, okay, cool. So you bought that book recently then? Because I literally changed that cover like 3 months ago, maybe 4 months ago. But I like that cover better. I made the first one kind of, and I don't want to say ugly, but I kind of made it like ugh. But this new one, someone, I don't know if it was you or someone else who posted it today on Instagram, but it looked very clean. I was like, oh my God. It looks crispy. All right. So we can be honest. That 15-minute here looks disgusting. This looks horrible. But that does look like evidence of a stop run. That 5-minute just doesn't look very good though. So this is what I'm gonna leave you guys with, because I'm gonna hop off here. We came down aggressively, and look at yesterday. We remember what happened yesterday, right? The run on trailing stops was fast and aggressive, just like this. So this may end up being the same thing. Now the market usually doesn't repeat itself like to the T like that day to day, but it can. So if it came down here for the lows and rebalance price, and we have a high probability target on the upside, I could see that. Okay. So that's what I'm gonna leave you with. I think upside, but don't be surprised if this thing just maybe comes up a little bit and then just gives it up and goes lower for the triple lows. Okay. Don't be surprised. Don't be like, oh, fuck, John, what the fuck? It's just, look, I did what I did this morning. I'm leaving it at that. And now it's just practice. Okay. And if we took a 2-point loss on that, like let's say we took that trade and we got stopped out, I would not be afraid to hop back in, get our 2 points back plus more, and then end up having like a dub on the day. You know what I mean? So, and that's another reason why I like S&P. Okay, maybe, you know, hypothetically, because this isn't trade advice or live trading, but hypothetically, if we took a 2-point loss, we only need to get 2 points back to be a break even. So is that really that big of a deal? You know what I'm saying? Let me just look at one more thing and then we'll hop off. One more thing and then we'll hop off. Dow, similar story. Little gap right there. It came back for gap within a down candle too. So it's a good thing we didn't long that, because if that stop was here, yeah, that would have went straight to stop. Plus, how many mitigations do you expect to happen in one day? You know what I'm saying? How many times are you gonna expect a mitigation? So that was wrong. Look at that. So I was wrong. How's that for ego? I was fucking wrong. And the Nasdaq has barely moved. So, all right. But now for real, we'll go this time. We'll hop off. So be mindful. Have an alert up there. Have that alert down here. Let's see what we get. But in closing, I think we're going to get upside. If we don't, then I'm wrong. And I'll be wrong twice in front of you. So there's that. I hope you guys were able to take notes and learn something. We'll be here again. Tomorrow. I thought it was Wednesday almost. We'll be here again tomorrow, same time at 2 p.m. Eastern for some more live analysis. So y'all be blessed. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I forgot you can't hear the music. Oh well.